What's up, everybody? I'm back again with another comic video. This time it's going to be a little bit different. You saw me do a mail call, unboxing, stuff like that. This is just some acquisitions that I've gone through, kind of like set it aside so I can talk about it a little bit more instead of like a surprise thing. I did get some CGC 9.8s in, so we're going to go over that. But first, I want to talk about a little bit about these Thor books that I picked up. The first one here is, it's definitely a spec book. It's the first appearance of the Time Variance Authority. They're an organization that's going to be playing a major part in the Loki series, coming to Disney Plus, and their first appearance is here, Thor 372. You know, if you're unfamiliar with that, they're basically like the time police. It's like Owen Wilson plays one of the agents, and I think Loki, they either take Loki into custody and like force him to work for them, or he just works for them or something like that. I'm not sure. But this has been kind of like a hot spec recently. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I will say this about this. I only got this for like $30, which is kind of high, I guess, for right now, but this is definitely a good candidate for a 9.8. The only thing that I see wrong, if anything, is up here on the top right corner. There's a little slight fold there, but it looks like it doesn't break color, and that could get pressed out. It kind of looks just kind of like a stress bend. Other than that, man, this is extremely clean. I don't see any spine ticks at all. This is about as clean as one can expect, I guess. So I'm gonna definitely send this one in. Hopefully this comes back as a 9.8. And then it'll probably be worth it, because there'll be somebody that's the closer it gets to the movie, or to the show, you know, this is going to see more movement, more growth, and people are going to, you know, definitely pick it up. And the second one is it's a spec book, but it's also a key issue because, as you all know, the Thor 4, Love and Thunder, the main villain there is Gore the God Butcher, played by Christian Bale. I was able to pick up the first story arc from the Thor God of Thunder storyline, or the series from 05 from Jason Aaron. I was able to get issue 1, and then the big one here, issue 2. That's the first appearance of Gore. Issue 3, and then issue 4. These are obviously, some of them are, you know, you could say it's a spec buy, but it's a key appearance. The CGC on this is 9.8. It's really, really high right now. This, you know, I'm not sure how they're going to go about keeping Christian Bale around, because I feel like, in my opinion, I think he's like a one and done type of deal. But nonetheless, this is really hot because of the movie that's coming out, and I only got this for like $100, maybe like $130 shipped total. I will send it out to grading, although I am kind of a little bit bummed on this one, because this is like nearly perfect. No spine ticks. There's just some some spine rub, but there's like a little bit of a tiny tear right here. Other than that, it's like, man, if it wasn't for that, I think this could be a 9.8 candidate, but as it stands, it's probably not going to be. But I'm going to send it in nonetheless, because as the movie gets closer, the more info we get, it's going to definitely shoot up. So definitely think it's worth getting for now. But I am kind of iffy on this particular one, because I'm not really sure about how like organizations are as a whole, being like their first appearance being a major thing, because unless it's a team, the organization is not really, it doesn't really pop. Like first appearance of Hydra, first appearance of Shield, it's just not the same, you know. Or like first appearance of Sword, maybe it's an agent of one of those, or like a character within that organization, that's something. But just as a whole, just the organization as a whole, I'm not too sure about that. But I'm just gonna pick it up because I know it's gonna go up as the show gets closer. because yeah, right now like the Disney Plus is like on, basically it's on a super high. It's not even crescendoing yet. It still keep going up. That wave just keeps going, and then this is just gonna catch it. And then as you guys know, my big one here. I'm also just like, I love War Machine, but I'm just trying to pick up anything that has to do like major keys on War Machine. This is actually my first 9.8 buy. I got this, like this has gone up quite a bit since, I guess. I want to say it's hovering around $600 or more, but I got this for $450 shipped not too long ago, and I think this is going to go up significantly going forward, because like you know he's going to have his own show. He's going to be in Avengers movies. He's going to be in he's already in Falcon Winter Soldier. He might be in Ironheart, and you know, everybody just loves seeing the different upgrades that they do to his armor, weapons, and stuff like, just like they do with Iron Man. So that's something that I think is well worth investing. So obviously 9.8s are also known as investment grades, because these are the ones that have the most growth, because it's the top of the line, you know, top of the line, so to speak, you know, without being a 10.0 or 9.9, which are basically like finding a unicorn. But in the long run, the 9.8s are gonna hold. They're gonna go up, you know. And how the 9.8s go, the higher grades go, that's there's a trickle down effect to the lower grades, because once they see that these are starting to go up, that means, well, one would assume that the 9.6, 9.4 should also go up accordingly. So but it all stems with how much 9.8s go for. And then, you know, in the long run, it obviously costs a lot more to invest in them, but the payoff could be a lot more later on. And then the second one I got was the Department of Truth #1, the 9.8, obviously. This is a really hot comic right now. It's just been optioned for like a show or a movie. So the spec on this is really high. I got this for $147 shipped. I think it's hovering around just under $200 right now. This will definitely go up more once we see more information about it. But also, it's just a good book. So there's that. And then finally, now this is the big one, my big buy. This goes back to my childhood. I had this when it was not that much. I was a big Liefeld fan until I met him in real life, and he's kind of a jerk. So anyway, but he did create one of the best characters in the last 20 years, and that is 30 years. Is New Mutants 98, first appearance of Deadpool. The 9.8. This is first printing. Oh yeah, of course, all these are first printing. This has seen a substantial increase over the last year. You know, not too long ago, you could probably get these for like $1,500 at 9.8. Now they're hovering around $3,000 to $3,500 and more. I was able to get this. I got to buy it now. Actually, an offer shipped to me for $2,900. So that although it seems like that's kind of high, but I see this hitting the 5K mark like pretty soon, because we know that Ryan Reynolds has signed a deal with them. Kevin Feige has already mentioned that the Deadpool will be a rated R movie, so they're gonna make a movie. Once the casting, the news, story, whatever, trailer, it just more news trickles down, the more this is gonna go up. This has been setting all kinds of records on its own, with the prices just jumping up and up. This and Ultimate Fallout 4, the first Miles Morales appearance, are the two that are like neck and neck for like the biggest gains over the last month or two. And I think this has room for more, because we know for sure that's coming out. The Miles Morales, like, he's got the Spider-Verse 2, which is coming out, which is great, but there's like nothing like having a live action in the MCU to really boost the spec market, the value, the demand, everything. So I think what's happening now, and I fall into this category too. A lot of people are picking up their copies now while they're quote unquote affordable before they get priced out, before this reaches $5, $6, $7, $8,000. Who knows, maybe even 10 in the next year or two. And then at that point, it'll be like, this is already like a grail if you think about it, because of just the price point. But when it gets to that point, it'll be like a holy grail where you're gonna really have to like save up to get it. So I got it now. I'm gonna hold on to it to see where they take Deadpool, and once I see this thing, you know, for me, if it reaches like 10,000 or around that mark, I'm probably gonna let that go at that point, because that's really, really high. It might be a mistake. It might even go higher, but I mean, an investment of 2,900 over the last, you know, over like a couple of years it's a pretty good return. If I sell it for 10, you know, that's just clearly a speculation that's going to reach that point, but I do believe it has potential to go that high. So that's it for this. You know, just 9.8s here. Obviously, these are all, you know, keys, spec, stuff like that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I got plenty more coming up. The next one will probably be on more spec stuff from the Falcon and Winter Soldier, because I have a lot more acquisitions there. Could go over that. So, all right. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys.